So we're in the main telecommunications room at the Oregon Convention Center, which is supporting SCinet 09. We have 34 miles of fiber provided by Quest Communications in the Metro Portland area, which connects the convention center to downtown Portland, where we then connect to the level 3 POP and the Pittock building, where we pick up the national R&E networks, the research and education networks. Our internet service, commodity internet service, is being provided by Nero, the network for education and research in Oregon, and from 360 Networks, Inc. We're really grateful to the Oregon Convention Center technical staff, and we couldn't have done what we do as SCinet without their support.
I'm a member of the fiber team. We're the group of folks that shows up first thing on Monday morning when the convention center floor is completely empty, and we have the responsibility of unspooling out miles and miles. This year it was over 200 miles of optical fiber on the floor to deliver the internet connectivity to the booths, to the vendors that are here at the show.
So right now we're actually running one of the DNOC runs that's over here, which is the sub network area for a distribution point to all the booths. We have a team of individuals up on the boom lift right now that are actually doing what they call as an aerial run. And in this particular run, we actually have 20 different fiber strands that we need to run from the DNOC area all the way to the NOC.
So SCinet's getting ready to bring the equipment racks up onto the SCinet stage. This is the exciting time, and hopefully it all goes successful.
We've generally tried to keep a lot of vendors involved in the SCinet WAN team, and this year we've got 5 vendors that have been real helpful in bringing and supporting us. On the bottom on the right here, we have the Sienna gear, which has an experimental 100 gig transport connection over a DWDM fabric. The connections that we have coming through there are primarily going to Caltech.
This is my second year with SCinet and the WAN team. And this year we have one of our products, the 6500, showing here in behind me. This is part of the WAN equipment. We're currently carrying 2 40 gigabit per second transponders across the level 3 site, carrying multiple 10 giggies and an OC192 off-site.
I've been part of the routing group. So our job is to take the circuits delivered to us by the WAN team and configure the routing equipment such that it provides the best service to all the exhibits on the show floor.
This year I'm working as the network architect. A lot of input from almost everybody on the team has gone into the way we designed this network. Red boxes up here on top all represent wide area networking stuff, wave division multiplexing, bringing 26, I think, 10 gig circuits onto the floor and one 40 gigabit circuit onto the floor. Down below there's a big layer 2 switch in the middle to take care of layer 2 services. We've got 2 core routers to take care of the IP routing and the IPv6 routing, and a distribution layer down below with these routers here.
Network infrastructure. We're actually responsible for the InfiniBand network, and this year we actually decided to do a substantial speed increase, and what we've provided to exhibitors was a 12x InfiniBand QDR network connectivity, which means 96 gig actual data connection or actual data rates.
The measurement team monitors all the network connections, internal and external, for SCinet. Basically there's WAN, everything from WAN monitoring to individual booth monitoring.
My group is the Commodity Networks group, and we are responsible for the meeting room networks. On the map we'll show you a little bit of what we do. Like I say, we have the networks in all the meeting rooms, and what we typically do is find out where the meeting rooms are at, which telecom closets they connect to, and then we deploy switches in all the telecom closets throughout the center, and then also in selected meeting rooms.
So I am the SCinet security team co-lead this year. All in all, security ends up being very, very important on the show floor for protecting all of the different vendors that we have from anything that might happen, while still maintaining an open network so that they can continue to do open science and open research.
We decided to use the Oregon in-house wireless, these Xeris arrays. Here's one of them. This particular one has 4 radios in it.
Power has the it's one of those pieces of infrastructure that is absolutely necessary for everything else, but is essentially invisible to everything else, and that's our goal: is provide the both the DC plant, the 208 single phase, 208 three phase, that runs everything else that is associated with SCinet.
The SCinet student volunteer team lead. This position works with the committee student volunteer coordinator to ensure that we choose the students that are the best fit for SCinet, and they have things like places to sleep and things to go, and they know where to go. So we coordinate with them, and then also with the various teams within SCinet, so that everyone has the labor that they need to get the job done.
This is the most exciting and great experience that I have had in my whole life.
And what the help desk does is we are pretty much the public face for SCinet. So if anyone has any problems, we coordinate all of their networking issues, or if they have booth drop issues. There's lots of things going on at the help desk.
This is my first year at SCinet, just mainly helping out with installing the fiber and that type of thing, and then on the cleanup on the other end of it.
I initially volunteered to help with fiber and help desk, and I ended up morphing into the network security group.
I'm the guy behind the booth. We start basically when I get here with absolutely nothing on the floor. It's just concrete is all it is. Then we coordinate the stage that the racks are actually sitting on, the reinforcing of the stage. Then after we get that put together, we take the metal, the structure, the actual walls of the booth, and we start setting those up.
And physical security, it means I made everybody's badges in SCinet. There must be about 120 people here. We want to make sure everything was secure for SCinet, so there's over $20 million worth of equipment over to the right of me that we had to make sure was guarded very well.
The logistics concern is to acquire all of the odds and ends, unique hardwares and apparatus, etc., that they might need to facilitate their jobs. So when you think about that, that's no small task.
Being the vice chair is I actually do whatever Ralph needs me to do.
This year I started asking the question, well, why don't we start measuring power consumption? The result of this was this meter right here, which is a Dent Instruments 18-circuit power meter. And what we've been able to do with that this year as part of the sustainability initiative, both for SCinet and for the conference, is to get a baseline power consumption number on how much energy we're using.
Maintaining the internal SCinet database that tracks all of the connections between equipment, trying to be a liaison between a couple different teams, between the fiber team and routing and other equipment teams. So this year, tried to track all the requests for fiber and interconnect needs and make sure that those were adequately captured inside the SCinet intranet database, and provide patching information for everybody to connect up the equipment in a functioning way.
This year I'm on the IT team, and we help manage and interface with the exhibitors as they make their connection requests. We also track exhibitor information for interfacing with the routing team and how the booths need to be connected so that they can get their network connections. We also provide a couple of basic services such as DHCP, DNS, NTP.
Really enjoy doing it. A lot of good people to work with, a lot of good equipment to play with and see what's going on. It's fantastic.
I was the deputy chair for SCinet this year under Ralph, meaning I get to do his job next year. It was a good job. It was a good time to work with Ralph, and I learned a lot and spent a lot of my time just being mentored by Ralph, helping him with decisions, learning the role, and asking him for advice on what to do in similar situations for my job next year.
SCinet is more than what any one person can do. And what's great about it is the total team effort that all of you put in to accomplish something more than yourself and more than what any one person can do. So it's great to be a part of something so fabulous, and I'm so honored to have been given the opportunity to help lead SCinet 09 this year. And so just a special thanks to all of you who made it possible.